So I moved in LA in September of 2019. So what you need to know about me is I'm bad at timing. Last year was really wild. Racism dropped a remaster of its greatest hits. Which, like, I knew that was coming because everybody in the beginning of the pandemic was like, oh, Tiger King. And I was like, Watts riots. What happened? Who hates who in LA? I need to know. I was like, let me start researching now. And I was like, come June, I was like, I was fucking right. Fucking right. The pandemic started. I worked at this family-owned crop house, which some of you are hearing family-owned and are like, ugh, because it's the Midwest and you know that means you can exploit them like they're your family. But this prop house paid for me to go to Palm Springs, so we're a family, you know? They fired me a week later, so now we don't talk anymore, so we're still a family. Still a family, you guys. I went to Palm Springs Vintage Market. That's more my speed. I was at this vintage market and I found this comic book that I absolutely love. It's Right to Be Hostile. It's a Boondocks comic. Love this comic. In fact, before I moved here, I had to get rid of my copy because it was too well loved. And was like, cool, there's no way that these white people are gonna charge me Amazon prices for this book in the desert. So I go up to the dude and I'm like, how much is this book? And he's like, $3. And I'm like, yes. And then he goes, I knew I'd find someone to buy this. And I was like, oh, cool, I'm gonna pay for this another way. Turns out it was emotionally, because the next thing he said to me was, my wife is black, and she's the best thing that's ever happened to me. And then he goes, she hates when I say that. And I was like, and I said, you love who you love. Because in my brain, I was like, fucking just give me the book. But also I'm just like, this $3 is going to your black wife, so I'm still supporting the community. I'm good from where I'm. But yeah, I want to talk about some old news. I was shocked that everyone was surprised that Omarosa was recording everything in the White House. That shocked me. Because if you've ever worked with a black woman, that was pretty silent. Be better. But if you've ever worked with a black woman, when she gets tired of her job, she essentially becomes the police. Like, she launches her own private investigations. She's like, Becky's been late for the 15th time this week. But you want to check me on tone in an email. Cool, that makes sense. That's valid. Yeah. But when you think about it, black women and police are kind of very similar. Like, they both have squads. They have partners for ride-alongs. They'll be like, hey, best friend, get in the car. Don't worry about where we're fucking going. What I'm saying is that's a tax-free trained police force for us to think about, because white dudes aren't doing so well. I don't know what happened. They were like up here, and then it was like, whoop. If we made black women the police, we could defund the police, you guys. No one wants to give black women money. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? This is how we solve issues. I was working on myself in the pandemic. I got over trauma, you guys. We talk about trauma a lot. Thank you. Talking is nice. I got over this trauma because I remembered it. What I forgot is when my parents first got divorced, my dad moved from Detroit to Iowa. And then from Iowa, he moved to Kentucky. And then from Kentucky, he moved to Alabama. So every time I left Detroit, it felt like I was on a reverse Underground Railroad. Who was it for? I have enough character. I am from Detroit. Ways that I was working on myself during the pandemic. Obviously, I'm here from the Midwest. I like to drink, so I decided, let's not be a mean drunk anymore. Let's switch over to weed. Let's see if we can be a little bit more mellow. But then I just learned that I'm mean, period. Just period. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. So, yeah, I started taking edibles during the pandemic. Did you know that's just algebra? That's just algebra. Like, basically, you take an edible, you're just like, okay, it's going to hit in like 30 to 40 minutes. And then it's going to last for X amount of time. That's how they should have taught us. That's how they should have taught algebra. What? How's that not how we learned algebra? Like, I was just like, no, fuck no. They were right. I am using this shit. Talk about my favorite kind of cat call, you guys. And this is it. A blue shirt! A blue shirt! I love that cat call because it's a gender neutral cat call. It's not like some stuff about like how you look. It's just like, hey, I enjoy what you're wearing, which I appreciate. But I appreciate it more because like knowing colors is really important to me. I need a dude who knows what the color teal is. So when I say, hey babe, go to my closet and grab my teal jumpsuit, they know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, I don't have time to run a Sherman Williams outside of my bedroom after work. Whatever. I'm dressing a little bit differently now. I'm dressing to convey auntie vibes. That is what I am doing because I want people to know that I'm disappointed in them. And that I'm gonna leave at any second. I've been Kristen Cunningham.